Okay, so thanks so much for coming to this webinar about sort of how to accept your offer. Now you've got an offer, what do you need to do to avail yourself of all that? We've got the expert here, James Usher, Jimmy Usher. He is the knowledgeable one, so he'll be presenting most of it. I'll just tell you some general stuff at the beginning, and we've got Ella helping us out if we get a lot of questions. So Jimmy, if you can go to the next slide, that'd be great. So I'll just acknowledge the Pakana and Palawa people of Lutruwita, the traditional owners of the land upon which we live and work. We pay respects to elders past and present as the knowledge holders and sharers. We honour their strong culture and knowledges as vital to the self-determination, well-being and resilience of their communities. We stand for a future that profoundly respects and acknowledges Aboriginal perspectives, culture, language and history. Now you will have the opportunity to ask questions through the Q&A button, which is at the bottom. Now you can, if something occurs to you while we're doing the presentation, feel free to type it in. We probably won't answer them until the end, and there will be a time at the end to actually to go over those as well. So there'll be a few minutes devoted to that at the end if you do have any questions. As I say, you can see a little red arrow there. That's the Q&A button you can use for that. So today we're going to cover a few topics. Why study at the University of Tasmania is probably the first one. The systems at the University of Tasmania, the student portal, which is kind of how you interact with the university in terms of enrolling and all that kind of stuff, and a number of other things. Orientation, how to accept your offer, how to enroll, and they are two different things. Planning your semester, student support, timetable, and then, as I said, we'll have a Q&A session at the end as well. So to start to answer the question of why would you study at the University of Tasmania, one wonderful thing about UTAS is that we have an 82% satisfaction with teaching quality and engagement compared to 80% nationally. So we are above average there. We have strong graduate outcomes, 82% full-time employment for undergraduates and 96% for postgraduate. We have a lot of support, and that is continuing to expand as well. Whether you need academic help, career guidance, financial assistance, anything at all, we can offer support in any area, and we have a whole team dedicated to that. Actually, we have a number of teams. We are #1 in the world for climate action as well, and we have held that place for a number of years. That's just 4 of the reasons. As you can see there, we've got the little gold medal and everything for our climate action. We've invested 110 million in the last 10 years in teaching facilities. Now, one of the latest ones is the shed in Launceston, which if you're ever in Launceston, and this is just the latest one, it's definitely worth having a look at. It's absolutely amazing. The facilities are world best. And the architecture and the building itself are just incredible, but that's only the latest in the buildings and other things that we've been investing in to create a modern learning space. So you can do campus tours with us on any of the campuses, and we can certainly help you out with that.
Cool. Thanks, Dougal. So I'll jump in now and talk a little bit to some of the other areas of topics. So our systems, some of the actual, the more what I like to call the boring parts, the processes and the step-by-steps. When you're starting out with UTAS, you're going to sort of interact with 3 main systems. So one system is eStudent. This is really our core system for all things administration. So if you think, enrolment, government help forms, fee help forms, all of those really task-orientated pre-semester tasks are all done through eStudent. The second main page, which is one that we really recommend, and I will go into a little bit more depth in the next slide, but is our student portal. It's a great page to save as a favorite for you as a web browser because it is a bit of a hub for students. So it has everything from ordering your ID card, the links to the eStudent that we talked about earlier, printer balances, everything you could possibly need from a student is from this one central student portal, including all your access to support. So, really encourage you to save that as a page and to familiarize yourself with that at this early stage. The third one's Milo, which is My Learning Online. This is essentially the portal where you'll do all of your online classwork. So any content, it connects you to your peers that are studying the same units as you with discussion boards. You get your unit overviews and interaction through that. So the main system, I guess, that you'll click and you start using from once semester begins. We often get calls about, what are each of these things for? Where do I find them? All of that sort of thing. So I really suggest the easiest way to get to these systems is just through our standard web browser, which I've put as a hyperlink in the slide there, just utas.edu.au. And you'll see down the bottom, if you click on the login button, these four options come on and allow you to then pick which one you want to log into. Generally, with a single sign-on that we use at UTAS, you'll log into these things once on your laptop, and then you won't have to continually log in each time. It does save that for you. The student portal, as I mentioned, is a bit of a hub. It's the gateway to the University of Tasmania. It's your systems, it's your supports, it's your news and events, it's your study resources, it's any reminders that are dedicated to your specific study. So really crucial to ensuring your success as you start your university journey particularly. It's accessible, as I mentioned, via the UTAS website, but also via the UTAS mobile app. So we really encourage you, if you haven't already, to download that onto your phones or your iPads so that you've got access to that at this stage as well. Something that's really important to note when starting out at university is our orientation week. So for semester two, it's running from Monday the 14th to Friday the 18th of July. Once again, I've got a link there for you. You can register and create your own personalized schedule for orientation. So there's certain mandatory things that courses will entail, but there's also some optional things that you can pick along the way while creating your own personalized schedule. So some of the key dates there to consider is that the college and course orientations are the Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending on the college or the course that you're studying. The campus O Day event, so that's like the activation day for each specific campus, is Hobart City's Wednesday, as well as Inveresk, and then the Sandy Bay campus is the 17th of July. Really, really encourage you to come along for that if it's possible, because it really is a great exposure to the university, to the facilities on campus, the real buzz of uni starting out. It's a really exciting day to be a part of. Across all of the days, there's enrolment help and campus tours. There's a meet and greet for student support teams. It connects you to other staff and other students from your own cohorts, as well as a lot of online study support workshops throughout the week as well. So get in there nice and early into the orientation link, register yourself, and pick the events that are of interest to you and the course that you're studying. So accepting an offer. Once again, this can sometimes be a daunting process. You get these emails saying, congratulations on starting your journey at the university. At this point, not everybody is 100% locked in and sure what exactly they want to do. They might have multiple offers. So in order to accept your offer, you can either log back into your application portal, which is done with the email address that you first registered with, and you can go into Offers tab, and you'll have the option to view and respond to your offers. If a course is deferrable, at that point, it allows you to select defer, it allows you to select reject, or more importantly, it allows you to accept the offer that you've been given. As I mentioned, it's possible to get multiple offers if you put lots of preferences in for different courses. And at this point, it's okay to accept multiple offers. You're not making yourself academically or financially liable to a course until you enroll in your units and get to the census date for that particular semester. So we're looking at around August for semester two census date. So as you can see, you've got lots of time to accept and start to explore the course a little deeper before making any final decisions if you haven't locked it in straight away with what you want to do. Something that's worth mentioning at this point is that we do at the University of Tasmania send out conditional offers at times. So these can be from a range of things. So it's really important when you are considering and accepting your offer to make sure you read it in its entirety and check for any conditions on there. It could be something like providing an English language test or providing evidence of a prerequisite unit that's completed. So you've been accepted into the course provided that you meet condition A, B, and C. So really important to do that, as it's not going to let you enroll in units and continue on your journey until that condition's been met. And you don't want to be finding that out in that first, orientation week when you should be getting excited and getting underway to study. Occasionally, you might see that you've had an offer for a course that you may not have applied for. So, this is a process that we do where essentially, if you don't quite meet the entry requirements for, let's say, a Bachelor of Science, for example, we may have a pathway option that doesn't necessarily add any additional costs or additional study duration in some circumstances, but there is a preferred pathway where you might go into the course via a diploma, getting full credit. When you then can carry on into the bachelor degree. This isn't going to be in the same case for everybody, but if you do see that, don't be alarmed. It will always have an explanation as to sort of why you didn't quite meet the entry requirements for the course you applied for and why this pathway is the best option for you. Once again, I've got a little link down there, but you can search from inside the student portal. If you type in how to accept an offer, it comes up with all of the step-by-steps and hyperlinks for you as well. So if you are having a bit of grief getting back in, you can use that link at the bottom there to get you through to that part. How to enroll. So once you've accepted an offer, it takes around about 48 hours to then get admitted into the course. This is really important to note because if you go and accept the offer, you eagerly want to get in and enroll in your units, and often you can't because you've got to wait that 48 hours to go through the integration process. So once you've accepted the offer or multiple offers, you'll have to wait that time, but then you're able to enroll in your units. Now, we are going to watch a short little video shortly that gives you the step-by-step. It might look a little foreign at the moment if you haven't logged into eStudent at all, and that's okay because it will hopefully then just aim as a refresher for you when you do go in to do your own personal enrollment, and it will start to look a little bit familiar. So the things to be prepared for when heading into your enrollment is understanding your course. So having a look at the course and unit handbook, which is essentially just the course page for your specific course on the internet, and you can locate your course planner in PDF form on that page. I recommend typing the name of the course into Google and putting UTAS at the end of it. Seems to be the most reliable, quickest way to get the information up over our own website, but that definitely will bring it up for you so you can see what you need to see there. If you are eligible for a HEX help loan, so a domestic student, and living here in Australia while studying the course, and you choose to want to activate a HEX loan and defer your fees, you will need to have a tax file number before you can complete your enrolment. So either a tax file number or an application to show you've submitted a tax file number if you don't already have one. You also need your USI, which is a unique student identifier. They take about 5 minutes to create if you don't have one. And if you do have one but don't know it, you can go onto the website and request it from the government. It's essentially a government identification number that's linked to all of your studies. So from year 12 through to TAFE, through to any other study you may have done with the university or another Australian university, all of it links in with the one USI. So the website itself, I've put the link there for, but the website is just usi.gov.au, and it's pretty self-explanatory from there. So grabbing that is a good thing to be prepared with. And then you'll see there's some pre-enrollment tasks under My Tasks in eStudent that need to be done before it will allow you to complete your enrollment. So these are things like I mentioned above, the help loan government form for funding and things like that. We do have some more detailed enrolment help information sessions throughout the weeks around orientation week. So if you are finding it that's all a little bit hard, you're welcome to attend one of those events. However, I'd also suggest that you can phone up the university on 13UTAS, or you can pop into one of our service desks in Morris Miller Library, Sandy Bay, City Hub in the city, or in Inveresk or Newnham campuses in Launceston, or in the Rozelle campus in New South Wales. So any time of the week. You don't need an appointment for that. You can come and see us and we'll help you with your own personal enrollment. And sometimes it is nice to get it done prior to that orientation week so you're feeling prepared and organised by the time that comes around. But what I'm going to do now is play the video for you. As I said, it goes for about 6 or 7 minutes and we'll run through step by step. A couple of things to keep in mind here. This is showing how to select majors and how to select electives. Not every course is going to have majors to choose or electives to choose. So the process on how to enroll will be the same, but the steps in which you need to do won't be the same for every course. But it will make sense when you're logged into yours as to what choices you do need to make. So I'll stop waffling and share the correct screen with you and hopefully get this right from an IT sense.
This video will guide you through enrolling online at the University of Tasmania. But before you begin your enrolment process, there are a few things to prepare. We suggest downloading a copy of the enrolment guide, which you can find at the link below. It goes through each stage, step by step, in more detail to help you troubleshoot any questions you might have. Hopefully, you'll have already gone through the course guide, so you know what to enrol in, the course details, and what your preferred units of study are. And if you haven't, you should. It'll make enrolling a whole lot easier. To enrol, you'll need your unique student identifier, your uni email address and password, which was emailed to you by the university shortly after you accepted your offer. And you'll need to have completed any pre-enrolment tasks in My Tasks in eStudent. Then it will take you through the 4 key parts of selecting your major. Selecting the units that make up your major, scheduling your study periods, and finalising and managing your enrolment. Now you're ready to get started. To begin, go to the eStudent site directly and click the red button to log in, or through your student portal and click on the red eStudent button. Click on My Study and then the red Manage My Course button under the course units you want to enrol in. Your course units will appear under the heading Current Course Structure. Here you'll build and manage your study plan. You can plan your whole course or just the upcoming year. For the record, we recommend planning your whole course. You'll only be able to enrol in units for the upcoming year. You'll see the same icons throughout the enrolment process. Knowing what each one means will make things much easier. This orange icon means there are things you need to select so you can enrol in your unit. This blue icon means a unit has been added to your study plan, but you're not yet enrolled in your unit. This large green and white icon means this is a compulsory core unit. And this green icon means you've successfully enrolled in your unit. Not every course requires a major. If a major is required for your course, you'll see Choose Your Major here at the top of the list under Current Course Structure. If your course doesn't require a major, you can go straight to the next part, Selecting Your Units. To choose your major, click on the red Select button on the right. A menu will open with a list of the available majors, including how many credit points each major is worth. All courses are made up of units. Each unit has a credit point value. And the grey instruction bar here at the top shows you the number of credit points you need to fill. Choose the major that you want to study, and then click on Add to Plan. Review the core unit structure, then click OK to confirm your choice, which will add it to your study plan. And if you need to select a different major, just click on the Cancel button. The Choose Your Major label should now show a green icon and the text Selection Made. This means that your major has been added to your study plan. Now for the details. Next, you need to choose your preferred units under each unit type. Depending on your course, unit types can include electives, discipline electives, and majors. Your study plan will show these orange icons next to the unit types. We want to make them blue icons. To do this, click on the red Select button next to your chosen unit type. This will open a menu of all the available units in that unit type, including how many credit points each unit is worth. If the list of units is long, you can use the search bar below the grey instruction bar at the top. Remember, this also displays the number of credit points you need to fill. Click Add to Plan next to the unit you want to study. A message at the top of the screen lets you know how many points are still required. Keep choosing your units until the Add to Plan button no longer appears. That means you've filled the required number of points for this unit type. Your selected units will show a blue icon, meaning they've been selected, but you're not yet enrolled. You can review your choices by clicking View. This opens a new menu with details about the unit, including location, points, and whether there are any things you need to do before you can undertake this unit. When you are happy with your choices and there are no orange icons next to units for the upcoming year, it's now time to enrol in your chosen units. This is where you'll fill your semester loading by fitting your units into the available study periods. Click Plan and Enrol here in the top left of the screen. A new page will open showing a column of unenrolled or unscheduled unit tiles down the left-hand side. What we want to do is move all units for the upcoming year from this unscheduled column to scheduled study period columns. You'll usually schedule 4 units each semester to make a 100-point loading for the year. Have a look at your course structure in the Course and Unit Handbook if you're not sure which units you need to schedule. Click on the blue Click for Details text on a unit you would like to schedule. On the right of the screen, you'll see information such as requisites, locations, and confirmed study periods. Next, click on the red Schedule button. Click Year and select the year that you want to study this unit, then click Study Period and select when you want to study this unit. Then click OK. The unit will move from the unscheduled column to a new column organised by study period. Any warnings or error messages will appear here at the top of the screen. So, for example, if the unit you've selected is offered in multiple locations, you'll see this warning message. Or if you can't add a unit to the study period you've selected, you'll see this error message and you'll need to check the unit details for any requisites and for the confirmed study periods of the unit. You'll need to repeat these steps for your remaining units for the coming year. Now it's time to review your selected units and confirm your enrolment. The aim here is to replace all of these yellow Not Enrolled labels with blue Enrolled labels for all units in the upcoming year. We do this by clicking on the red Enroll button in the top right of one of your newly created study period columns. Review your enrolment summary, and if you're happy to proceed with your enrolment, click Confirm. Or if you want to return to the previous screen and edit your units, click Cancel. If there are still options that you need to make for your chosen units, you'll see this Further Action Required message. So, click on Select Study Combination, then click Select next to your choice, and then click Confirm. Repeat these steps until all units for the coming year have a blue Enrolled label. And finally, click on My Study to return to your study plan. Any orange or blue icons should only be for units that are later in your course that you can't enrol in yet. All the other icons in your study plan should be green. And that's it. You're enrolled to study at the University of Tasmania. More information on how to make changes to your enrolment and removing units from your study plan are detailed in the online enrolment guide. And if you have any questions or need further assistance with your enrolment, just contact us for support.
Fantastic. Thank you for sitting through that. As I said before, it looks very daunting when seeing it from there if you've never logged in before. And we've kind of, with that video, gone the most complex type of enrolment that has a major and discipline electives and electives. There are courses out there that don't have any choices. You might be doing an undergraduate certificate with 4 units, and the same 4 units are the units you study. And it's just a matter of actually enrolling them into scheduled semesters. So I just wanted you to show that so you've kind of been familiarized with the steps so that when you are doing your own, it's available for you to kind of reference back to. That video, once again, is in the link at the slide there. You're welcome to grab that. But once again, if you Google how to enroll UTAS, it comes up with step-by-step guide on what you need to do to enroll, as well as a copy of that video. Also, when you log into your eStudent, the video comes up as well. So you will have access to that and you'll see it and you'll think, oh, I know that video, and that'll help you through your steps. So planning out your semester. So once you've enrolled in your units, you'll be able to register for things like different tutorials, lab sessions, and workshops. So that's for anyone that's studying on campus. We basically build your timetable. So if you're studying online, it's quite plausible that you won't have a timetable. This is all just done through Milo, as I mentioned earlier, but any of the on-campus uni units are definitely going to have a timetable. So you might find that a lecture or a tutorial might have 4 options within a week, and you can choose the one that is most convenient for you and really build your timetable to suit your life arrangements. So some people like to spread it out as far across the week as possible for all their requirements, which then means that they can, manage a part-time job, for example. Others like to jam as much into 1 or 2 days so that they're only having to come onto campus for that short period of time to do as much in those few days as they can. It's going to be different once again for every unit, for every course. So once the timetable opens, you can jump on and schedule yours after you've done your enrolment. There's also what's called an academic integrity module that you will need to complete in Milo. That's a mandatory unit that every student will need to do. So the timetable, that can be accessed from the student portal on these little red tabs, as you can see. And the timetable for release date for semester 2 is the 12th of June. So that's this Thursday. Your main support mechanism throughout your journey at UTAS is going to be the UConnect team. So as I mentioned before, we are able to help with enrolment inquiries, timetables, questions about your fees, exams, results, anything from first initial phase of showing some interest in applying for a course all the way up to your graduation. You're able to call us on 13UTAS, as I mentioned. You're able to email us at u.connect@utas.edu.au. You can go to our Ask Us page, which has all of the links to the useful things that you'll be needing to do as a process. We can also help with booking things like student advisor, both international or college-related student advisor appointments, learning advisors, accessibility advisors if you've got some form of health condition or needing some additional support throughout your study, as well as learning and research librarians and personal counsellors. So we really are there to help you through every step. As I mentioned, we're at all campus locations, so you're able to come in and see us face to face, call or email, so they're always contactable for you. At this point, I'll stop waffling again and hand over to Dougal to wrap up.
Not waffling at all, Jimmy. That was great. Thank you very much. Now, does anyone have any questions? As explained at the beginning, you can just type any questions into the Q&A box at the bottom. As Jimmy said, that can look quite daunting to start with. I did it the first time about this time last year, but it's not as hard as it looks once you get started in it. It is quite intuitive. So talking about the enrollment process and all that stuff that was in the video. So don't be too scared of that. And you've got UConnect to help you anyway at any time, or one of the future students team. So has anyone got any questions? Speak now or forever hold your peace. You can also book one-on-ones, etc., with the future students team. That's just future.students@utas.edu.au. Those you will be sent an email after this webinar as well, sometime, and that will have those contact details on it as well. So we're there to help you as well, whether that be in person or online. So it looks like Jimmy's done such a great job. We don't have any questions at all. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks, Ella. I hope you have an excellent evening, and we'll see you at UTAS very soon, we hope. Thank you so much. Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.